Hey, good morning. This is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you a daily word for men for November 12th, 2024, Tuesday. And the word for the day is wanted. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. That is from 1 John 2, verses 15 through 17, the English Standard Version. John writes of three things here that are not from the Father, but create wants in us. Desires of the flesh are urgings and yearnings. Desires of the eyes are the wanting and the coveting, what we should not have. And the pride of life feeds our overinflated egos in need for control. We are all troubled by these same cravings, yet God has delivered us from being slaves to them. We no longer walk around blind to our depravity, but are awakened by His Spirit. We have always been wanted by God, and now He places in us a new desire to want Him. It is a marvelous change that has occurred in us, and we are thankful for His liberty in making us a new creation. We are hungry for God, and He wants to be with us, and we want to be with Him, and we want to please Him. And the question for us today is, why do you want to please God? And I came up with a few answers. He created us. And His perfect will for us is an eternity with God forever. And then third, I actually feel better doing God's will than my own will. And we see, and the world is passing away. And this passage away began with the sin of Adam and Eve and the corruption that it brought into the world. And when we get to heaven, we're not going to be worrying about, oh, I wonder what the interest rate on my CD is. In fact, I saw a video on YouTube by a hospice nurse, and even though it's anecdotal evidence, I can verify it because I've been with many, 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 many people who are dying. In one facility, I kept a log of the deaths, and in a 9-month period, there were 120 deaths. Now, these were people in a nursing home, so they were expected to go to the nursing home and die. And in this YouTube video, the hospice nurse said no one ever asked her if she could get their gold coins that they had saved up. So that tells you a lot. And that is my experience. I dealt many times with parents who were well on their way to, they were actively dying, calling out and asking for their kids to come visit them one more time. So it isn't the things that we own, it's the relationships we have, the children we have, our relatives that we want to see one more time before we go. And it's so very true. I never heard of anyone or in my own experience, ever had anyone say, "Oh, could you bring in that silver dining set that I purchased several years ago that was really expensive, or that piece of art?" They don't want to see that. They want to see their family. They want to see their loved ones. And it shows you what counts at the end, because we know we're leaving, and we're not taking our gold coin set. Someone's going to sell that or enjoy it on their own. Someone's going to take our car and enjoy it. Someone's probably going our clothes are probably going to go to a thrift shop. Whatever it is that you loved and cherished on this earth is going to pass from your hands to someone else, and all you'll have left is your memories and your relatives and your experiences, but not physical objects of desire. So that's a very humbling, and I'm very glad that I learned that lesson early on. I think of one particular woman that was dying, and she had a house that she and her husband had built, and they had 10 kids, and it was a beautiful house. It was on a lake in New Hampshire, just absolutely beautiful, with boats tied to moorings. And when she knew she was dying, she asked me to call her daughter down. She didn't ask to see the house one more time or if she could go up there. She knew she was dying, and she wanted to see her daughter. And so that confirms, we know that these things we're living with won't last, but we have a false sense of security, and we attach ourselves to them as if they're going to make life better, and it isn't. And that was one great lesson I learned, seeing so many people die, what they wanted to see at the end. So I wish you all a very happy Tuesday. Hope to see you again tomorrow. If you like, subscribe. If you liked it, hit like. And we'll see if we can add a little pizzazz to this website. So see you tomorrow.